the spot. Oh yeah. Believe that. Late okay at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right, NERDSoul Sports. Second episode. I am here with some cool gentlemen. We're gonna have some fun. We got 3 topics we're gonna talk about, maybe get into some more. But you gonna be cool? You sure? All right, come on. So with that said, we have someone on the phone. We'll get to him first. Keith from Blerd-ish, say what's up.
What's up, y'all? This is Keith Cooper from Blerd-ish. Check us out at .blerd-ish.com.
Word up. And right over here, the one only Dunking on Sports, C. Brown, what's up?
Yo, what up? I'm just glad to be back. I've been gone, but I mean, COVID took out a couple of people, but it ain't take me out. I'm back in the flow.
Word up. And shouts out to the chat. We got Marquise Collins up in here. We got Tyler Bennett up in here. Yo, man. Yo, Tyler, I be trying, man. So, speaking of people that are trying and succeeding, I want to throw it to your man LeVar Ball for raising up some young skillets that could play. Now, of course, all of them ain't the best at playing, but this week, LaMelo Ball became the youngest player in the NBA to score a triple-double. The 19-year-old Hornets rookie came off the bench to score 22 points. 22, as my little baby says. 12 rebounds and 11 assists against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I mean, it's the Atlanta Hawks, but still, to achieve this feat while helping Charlotte register their 3rd win in a row. 3 in a row is called a streak, y'all. Ball, at 19 years and 140 days old, surpassed Markelle Fultz, which is 19 and 317 days to claim the record. I want to speak to the American people. Keith, I'll give it to you first. Is LaMelo Ball the best baller in the family?
Yes, easily. And this is why. As a Lakers and, a Lakers fan all the time, and as a Pelicans fan, that's the hometown team, I get to see a lot of Lonzo Ball, and I am not impressed.
Lonzo Ball, whoo!
I'm not hating on him, but at this point,
he need to go back to the lab.
He's a backup. Like he's a non-scoring starter at best on, unfortunately, like the Pelicans. And here's the thing: let's just keep it real. Like, shout out to my people at Basketball Yes, the other podcast I do. We done kind of broke this down, and the first one in our revival episode, I said this. Well, Lonzo wasn't. He didn't get a contract extension that all the rookies got. That's not good. You on your first contract as a rookie, and let's just look at the Kings. The person who used to be your rival in college is now going to have a $122 million contract, play your position, and you ain't starting. And Eric Bledsoe took your spot, and Eric Bledsoe ain't probably gonna be in the league much longer, or he's trade bait, bruh. You better tighten up.
So like, Lonzo out there looking a little dookie.
Lonzo is definitely
little dookie.
He's on the trade block. Let's just he's on the trade block.
How about you, C? Where you at on LaMelo? Is he the best baller?
Nah, because I think it's the middle son?
What, LiAngelo or whatever?
Yeah, he's not in the league.
I understand that, but it's not because of his skill. It's because of his off-court conduct that people don't want to touch him. Yes, because that whole overseas fiasco and him he just be doing too much. He's Michael Beasley off the court, and OJ Mayo
Michael Beasley.
Man, you
don't want to touch him.
You coming in hot.
He can ball.
Wow.
Like he
Michael
can really
Beasley
ball.
He another one of those. He could have been somebody.
because his dad can't keep him in check like the other two. So that's why people can't really, coach him because he hasn't got that reality check that you need to chill, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. You have blown me away already in 1 minute.
Look, I'm gonna say this. LaMelo Ball has become the best baller and done it without any off-court antics. Now, LeVar is an interesting character that I respect to a certain level because he almost willed his sons into the NBA. But then at the same time, he, in doing that, kind of put unnecessary pressure on their shoulders. But it seems that LaMelo said, I'll take this pressure, put it on my shoulders.
I'll say this.
Double off the bench. And since he's not starting, he doesn't have to have that crazy pressure of a starter. So he can come in, whoop-de-whoop, and he good. Yo, LaMelo, you know what? Look, I'll say this. LaMelo could bring the Hornets back to LJ Muggsy Bogues levels if he stays consistent.
Stop it.
I said it right here.
What?
You heard it here first.
All right. Before you don't believe that yourself, I don't know if you do, but I gotta ask a question. How many years are we talking here? Because
LaMelo already got a little experience. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he coming in cold. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I say next season, LaMelo could have, you know what I'm saying, have that team running like a well-oiled machine.
I'm going to stop you there because, and it's not even because of LaMelo, just as a diss to the Hornets and to Michael Jordan's.
The Hornets
to Mike. Okay, this is the first. People been talking about this is like the first draft pick he kind of got right so far, and he's been the older for a while. Yeah. I don't trust in Michael Jordan's.
Didn't he draft Kwame Brown way back?
Yeah, he drafted him. He drafted him when he was in DC. Then he jumped off the management team to punk him constantly in practice. Like, way to go, man! You done devalued what you picked.
Was that when they had Jerry Stackhouse too?
He was past his prime. Jerry Stackhouse won nothing when he was up.
But Jerry Stackhouse was still kind of dope. Like he wasn't like
Richard Jefferson nice at that point.
Oh, Richard Jefferson. All right. So anyway, go on, Keith, with your point.
I'll just say this. But I guess as a whole, like, I'm sorry, man, but as far as the other Ball brother, nobody really believed in LiAngelo. They thought he would have been a second-round pick. Like, if you're good, that fiasco overseas is, like, long gone because LaMelo was overseas with him, too. But he had the talent and the ability. So it's all about, can you play it first and foremost? Now, I do think Detroit did him dirty and cut him so fast and I give the brother a chance.
So quick, so fast.
He's like, what, 6'7", 6'8", small forward. He's not the best shooter, not the best dribbler, not the best. It's just okay. He's just meh.
Detroit.
He's a role player. But it's Detroit could have given him a fair shot. Because Detroit's still.
All right, now question. When it comes to giving someone a fair shot, how fair does the shot need to be when you at pro level? Like, dude, you come ready or you not. You know what I'm saying?
Detroit hasn't been to the playoffs since Chauncey Billups and them. I don't want to hear it.
It varies because the problem is he's a second round pick. So they actually, what really makes it stand out because of who he is and his name. If he wasn't a Ball brother, wasn't the son of LeVar Ball, nobody would know who the hell this second round pick got cut.
Yeah, and plus you got LeVar Ball talking mad mess about the organization. He actually like sort of messes it up for his kids too. Like, cause it's not just like he's not just like a cheerleader. Like, dude be going at organizations, and it's like we ain't trying to have that.
Here's the thing:
we ain't gonna let you do that.
LeVar is like he's like the yin and yang. His act probably did pump him up, push them, and did get these young men into the NBA. And he had the will and the means to help to build a foundation for him. But then on the flip side, your son who, Lonzo, who got 1 foot out the league right now, you had his money help stolen. You didn't have proper management. You had terrible shoes that
them shoes were overpriced, straight whack.
They whacked, and then they was not good for his feet. So you helped damaged his career in a couple of ways. Like he done left him as management. I think he with LeBron management now, with Clutch management. So the only good
I'm surprised they accepted that. Look, if I was running Clutch Sports, I would have been like, see the way your numbers is set up?
We can verify it, but if he's with Clutch next season. If he is with Clutch, that is the best thing going for him. And it would have been actually being in New Orleans because he had the space, but the brother can't shoot, and he's still trying to shoot. You know what he need to pull? Be like Rip Hamilton. Don't touch that 3-point line. Go to the hole.
Rip Hamilton was nice though. Shouts to Rip Hamilton. He was nice.
But save Rip Hamilton's career.
Yep.
He like, all right, I can go to the hole. I can beat most people. Hit that 15-footer. Don't go past 20 feet.
Don't try to shoot no 3. Now, I will say that the NBA has, of course, the NBA goes through its phases. And right now, everybody wants to shoot the 3. And it's like, dude, instead of trying to impress me, just put the ball in the basket. I don't care where you're standing at on the floor. Don't stop trying to get a highlight. You know what I'm saying? Just put the ball in the basket.
I'll say this. I guess if you want to go by analytics, the sheer volume that's being taken bears the numbers, but it don't apply to everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes or the aberration and you need to go reverse course. Play old school ball. If you cannot shoot the 3, take your butt to the hole.
Thank you.
And hit that 15-footer or at least get layups.
Yeah,
you gotta
layup. And don't blow a layup, man. Don't blow a wide open layup. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? We do have a question from the chat that I wanted to pose to C Brown. See what you think. Markeith Collins says, will all Ball brothers play for the Lakers one day?
No, not the Lakers, because the dad blew that bridge.
That's over. Look, Magic Johnson may not be a part of the team anymore, but he's still a part of the team. When you piss off Magic and you piss off Genie and you piss off Brian, you ain't got no leg to stand on. And he came in hot. He came in just talking mad stuff. And honestly, look, I love Magic Johnson.
Didn't also say he could beat Jordan 1-on-1? Like,
that was part of the marketing. It got your attention. But
it got the wrong attention though. We was like, what? It wasn't like he thought the attention was gonna be like, word, yeah, I remember LeVar Ball was good. No, the response was like, what? Get out of here with that.
I'm just saying, another kid who had a lot of attention and who came in the league and Lonzo careers may not be as good as his, Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers, at least kind of, his dad kept him afloat in the league. Lonzo ain't got that. So Lonzo is, like I say, legit. One, when you are a rookie and they don't extend you, people do not believe in you.
Yeah, they don't trust you. But moving on. I don't know. I know C Brown wasn't able to check this one out, but Sunday, Tiger Woods, man, HBO dropped that documentary, that Tiger doc. You know what I'm saying? We had Tiger King last year. This year we just got Tiger. All right. Oh. HBO dropped that documentary, man. It was insightful. It was interesting to watch. Did you get a chance to check it out, Keith?
I ain't see 1 minute of it. I just
All
saw the
right, cool.
commercial.
Now I'm gonna drop knowledge on y'all. All right,
Okay.
so some of this stuff y'all might know. You know what I'm saying? Like him and his father. He started, golfing when he was like 2. They went into that. How his father was in the military, how he used to be like one of the dudes that would put bombs behind enemy lines, and like that's the kind of man he was and stuff. And they did a lot of work to show how, I guess you could say, like pushy his father was, right? And there were a lot of white people on this joint talking about how pushy his dad was, pushy, and trying to make it seem almost like a negative thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Joe Jackson, you know what I'm saying, Papa Earl, all them, you know what I'm saying, they pushy, and you can say, hey, that's a negative thing, but they also drove their kids to greatness as well. So it's like, the problem I had with the angle on Earl was, yes, this was most likely Earl's dream for his son, because Earl was good at golf as well. But at the time, he just didn't have the ability to break down those barriers. And he probably figured, when my son gets older, he'll be able to break down those barriers of essentially what's considered a white sport and knock down all the gatekeepers. But these are the same people that if Tiger grew up to be some kind of bum, they'd be like, where were the parents at? Or even if Tiger grew up to be like a mediocre person, like just a mediocre dude that just, I don't know, didn't really do nothing, just sat around at his like little job and didn't really like reach for greatness, they'd be like, where were his parents? They should have pushed him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they didn't give him enough shine for how much love, you know what I'm saying, he put into Tiger as well. But they also revealed from one of his dad's friends that Tiger Daddy like the white girls.
Well, duh. I'm pretty sure that was passed down.
Oh, he liked them white girls for real.
No shock here.
Man, look, they said when homie was training Tiger during breaks, he would take blonde white girls to the Winnebago for cocktails. Of course, growing up, Tiger
not any white girls, blonde white girls.
Blonde white girls. And then when I was like, makes sense. Now we know where it comes from. Tiger's first girlfriend was a white blonde joint. Now they go into like how the relationship was great, and it did seem genuine from her perspective, but Papa won't having that. Papa was like, it's golf or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But look at what, $1 billion, man. $1 billion off of golf, son. So another thing they talked about was Nike agreeing to play the race card for the marketing when he first came out. I thought that was interesting to see that it came from them. I didn't know it came from them. Marquise, you stupid. Marquise said Mayo booty.
Oh, man.
So,
that helmet.
So it was interesting to learn that. And then also see the circle that he surrounded himself with. Unfortunately, after his, dad wasn't around, like once he kind of like moved on from his father and stuff, after like the first or second win, like there weren't none of us in his circle. Now, I'm
shocked over there.
I'm not saying that I'm shocked, but I'm saying, maybe, you know what I'm saying, if you had some of us in your circle, we could have kept you good. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing bad happened, you know what I'm saying, till your daddy was gone. But with that said, they did get a lot into just like his mentality of playing. Like he would like tell people to stop the car on the side of the road so he could like change his posture and his stance and like work out things in his head. So he was really, truly, is really, truly a like student and master of the game. And I like that, showing like the mentality of how intent he is on playing. But they got to the salacious stuff. They showed his wife at the end of the first episode. They show his wife, and they're like him hugging his wife after his father passes. And then right at the end of the episode, waiting for episode 2 this Sunday, it was like showed the girl get up, sit down on the stool. She was like, "What do you want to talk about?" He's like, "Oh, it's gonna get dirty, boy." So, of course, they kept it salacious. It's not bad. There's a lot of information that I didn't know about him in general, which I think is cool. But it's also a documentary that doesn't have the subject in it, so it can be tough sometimes hearing stuff, like this. But of course, if you're Tiger, you might be like, "Nah, bro, you ain't doing no story on my life."
So Tiger wasn't in it.
Nah, Tiger's not in this documentary at all. It's older caddies, friends, girlfriends, teachers, stuff like one of his teachers said that Tiger once asked her if she could ask his dad if he could play another sport. And
I'm gonna be honest.
Papa Earl won't have it that.
You have confirmed that I will never watch any of this unless without Tiger. Like, now, of course, the great documentary where it was Netflix or ESPN, The Last Dance with Jordan.
Yeah.
I ain't root for Jordan. I rooted against him. I'll say he's the greatest of all time. But I felt like I watched the damn documentary because of the memes were so good, though. You see the clips where Jordan's like, "I took that personal." That lives on forever.
To see him giving firsthand account is good.
Yeah, without Tiger to talk about Tiger's experience, everybody else to me is just, as they say, cap. Like, I don't care about caddies.
It doesn't have to be cap, but I mean, I get what you're saying though. It feels incomplete.
I don't. Yeah, it gets probably like a D- because I want to hear Tiger talk. I want to hear Tiger talk about his lusts for white women. I want to see the breakdown
his lust for white women. And they went through the. They also showed. Oh, go ahead.
I want to hear him talk about his daddy's lust for white women and how it affected him.
He also. They also showed him in an interview when he was like 13, 14 maybe. He referred to himself as black. Then you see him again, maybe like in college, he refers to himself as black. But then when he goes on Oprah, that's when you have the Cabalation moment or whatever. So it's like you can see like, okay, all right, you got Cabalation when you got that dough. But at the same time, I was speaking with Lady Lisa. She was like, well, Oprah asked him what he calls himself, what he refers to himself, not specifically what the world sees him as. So, I mean, I guess I can see that too. But, that Cabalation moment, we was all like.
I've totally forgot about it. Like, if anything, you blazing. I don't know where the white part, but Cabalation. What kind of explosion of foolishness is that?
We call that a blizzard.
Oh, man. So, it's weird because it does seem incomplete because Tiger's not there, his mom's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like there is just there's that.
And this is HBO.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
It's
probably on HBO. It's probably on regular HBO too.
I'm shocked that HBO would do something so incomplete.
Well, I mean, look at that documentary they did on Michael Jackson. That joint was mad incomplete too. Like,
oh man.
I mean, I'm not here for the smoke of whatever you think about Michael Jackson. I'm just saying it was incomplete.
So they just now making up stuff to fill up the streaming part, huh?
Okay. Like,
look
at Surviving R. Kelly. R. Kelly wasn't in that, you know what I'm saying? But they did have his brothers. But, R. Kelly wasn't in that. You know what I'm saying? So
he a special case. So.
He's a special case.
I do not want to get to that.
When his brother was like, "What's the big deal?" The one that's in jail, I was like,
bruh,
dude, I'm glad you in jail. Stay your butt where you at.
Let's face it. Look, real quick aside, that famous BET interview with Torrey, I believe, when he was like
yeah.
19, you know,
he was
just
like
talking
defined
about the
child
age
or
of
whatever.
19. He was struggling on that subject of 19. I was like, oh, like at first I didn't know, but when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, like
But
when he did that interview with what did he say? He said like divine child or divine teenager. So he said something like that. It's like
y'all know that. Yeah, look, keeping it real. Not saying that I ain't making a judgment, but when you grew up in the hood, where they say somebody ain't right, and you get to meet them, and you all right, what they said is true. Like what 50 Cent said on Power, everything they say about your daddy is true. Believe it.
Everything they said about your daddy.
Everything they say about their brother is true.
So with that said, will I continue to watch Tiger? Yes. Is it incomplete? Yes, but I might learn some stuff. There could be some capping going on up in there, but
a lot of capping.
So the last story that has all kinds of goodies in it. Mm-hmm. I'll leave it off to C Brown first. C Brown, James of the Harden family has finally been traded.
Woo!
Finally,
we knew this was coming.
There's been a hubbub around this trade for quite some time. How do you feel?
We knew this was coming because they told D'Antoni before the game that they lost. They had a dinner with him. They was like, bro, if you lose this game, don't even worry about flying back with us. None of that. You're done. You're fired. They told him straight to his face in the bubble. They told him. So when he left, we already knew the team was in shambles. They was going to break that joint up. Then on top of that, D'Antoni ended up in Brooklyn. So it's like where either Westbrook or Harden is going. Then they sent Westbrook to the Wizards to die because don't nobody go to the Wizards and prosper. So we knew it was just time.
Not prosper though.
So we all knew it was going down here. And then you got John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. Okay, yeah, they both played in college together, but you knew Harden wasn't going to have that. He's had upper echelons of talent on his team, and he's kicked them off just as fast. So now you're giving them 2 B+ players, maybe? That might be a stretch. You really think they're gonna? You really think he was gonna stay after that? Come on, man. They gave away Capella for nothing. You knew he was out of there. When that man started growing dreads and they're in the back of his head, you knew he was stressed. He's out of here.
Oh man,
we just knew it. After Spencer Dinwiddie went down with an injury and he's not coming back, and Kyrie's out there spreading sage and spreading the good word, we knew they needed somebody. It was going to happen.
I mean, from the Nets' point of view, this Kyrie thing, do anybody know where Kyrie is at right now?
He's probably over there in the same place Dave Chappelle was in Africa.
Bro, he just out there. Like, I was listening to Van Lathan and on his podcast, and they still nobody really know. I guess only Kevin Durant probably knows, and the players know. The public do not know what Kyrie is doing. He's just I can't deal with stuff right now. Goodbye.
They just find Buddy today, but they don't even know what to send the fine to.
Man,
yeah, homie got mad fines coming, and he don't even care.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a So for the Nets, I'll look at it from the Nets side. This is a win against them, even just with James Harden. But I don't really respect James Harden a little bit because it's a win because Kyrie is in the win. Kyrie is in the win right now. So you lost a superstar and you got another.
Yeah, so but you had to dump your bench to get that. Your depth is gone.
They got rid of mad people, son.
It's the East, man. You gotta have that firepower real quick to get over.
They gonna go to the East, but then when they get to the West, they're gonna get sweat out.
I mean, I'm happy. I'm gonna laugh at them, because for one, as a Lakers fan and as a person who's seen Houston flame out and thinking they were going to do something, it's quite funny. And I don't hate Houston or nothing like that, but Houston fans had their chests all puffed out.
They should have. They paid all that money for James Harden. They should have had their
But
chest poked out.
Like,
They were supposed to win.
People did all that begging for him to win the MVP. This brother came in with an extra, like, gut into the beginning of the
He did say
season.
an extra gut.
Bruh, like, he looking like me out here. Like, I know he's like, I'm just saying.
Why Husky
also,
brothers can't get no love? Why
I
Husky
ain't mad
brothers?
at him.
Look,
Husky, I'm just saying.
Look, it's the time of the Husky brothers to get in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
We see what happened to the Clippers. The same thing about to happen to Brooklyn.
Yes, I agree.
Man,
in fact, to me, my most unlikable teams are Brooklyn and the Clippers, because I hate them both. Now, but that's for both reasons.
Speaking of Brooklyn, Keith Collins says low key super team in Brooklyn. How do you feel about that?
Yes and no.
No, just no and no. It's not a super team.
I'll say yes on talent because they can score. They got super scoring talent if they all show up. But it's not a team. It's super chaotic right now.
It's not a team. You got some dudes that can play, but it's not a team.
But I'll say this though.
They're in a unit. Remember? Okay, this is a perfect example. We're gonna talk about James Harden for a second. All right, hold up. Let me see if I can get what was the trade statement where he was talking about what do you say? All right, so here goes. When he left, he said, I love this city. I've literally done everything I can. The situation is crazy. It's something I don't think can be fixed. He's the one that talk about something. I've done everything I can. What? I mean, besides last season and this one?
Let's break that statement down. When he said I've done all I can, I have given all my money that I can to stimulate the strip club economy in Houston. I'm gonna miss y'all.
Yo,
I love y'all.
So this dude has whined and cried about give me this player, give me that player, give me this, give me that. And he's gotten it. And then matter of fact, he talked about the level of talent when John Wall, like, yo, I just got here. And even John Wall said, like, yo, we played 9 games. like we haven't played enough to be a cohesive unit. You ain't even giving us time to talk about you giving everything you can give.
He'll done better.
Giving you the best that he got? Yeah.
He'll do done better just to pull a Kyrie and don't say nothing. Because here's my take on it. I am very pro player. Beyond pro player. But there's sometimes when that one cat who don't deserve to abuse his power abuses the hell out of his power and it hurts other people. James Harden is like, put it like this. When certain podcasts and people start saying stuff, they know things. We may not want to acknowledge it. Like, I am a big Bill Simmons fan. Bill Simmons have all type of contacts in the league. He knows, him and Jalen Rose know a lot of stuff. So when they telling you this is not good for certain reasons, oh, by the way, the agreement is coming back up. Now I don't think the commissioner is gonna be a butthead like David Stern would, but if the owners
David Stern was straight up, he was a stickler, for lack of a better term.
But when it comes to that CBA, don't think James Harden and Kyrie aren't on the top of the docket for players abusing their powers. That is going to be a heavy discussion. It's going to still be very pro player, but they're going to maybe reel some of that back in.
Yeah, this could be a bad thing for the Players Association in general. And then, so peep your boy right here. Peep your boy one time, James Harden. From his own mouth, his own Instagram fingers. What can I write? What words can convey all the ways I feel?
Yeah.
Houston, you welcomed me with no guarantees. I took a leap of faith, and it changed my life and the lives of my family forever. This organization, this city has given me everything I could ask for and more, which is true. Before the scoring titles, long before MVP, you believe. Man. For that, I am forever indebted. That's one indebted. The city opened its arms and welcomed me and my family as one of its own, And for that, I am forever indebted. Two indebted. All right. I gave my mind, body, and soul in hopes of bringing the glory to this city. I fell short. I fell short, and for that, I am forever indebted. Three indebted, all right? It's far from a goodbye as I pay all my debts. TMC, H-Town.
Man, all right. Can I say something real quick?
Debts? How you gonna pay them debts? Because you could have paid them debts by playing well instead of crying about it for the last season and some change.
Have you ever been you ever been in class when you were younger and a teacher looked at your homework and just took it and just balled it up and threw it in the trash? That's how I feel about that. First of all, you already revealed how you felt at that press conference. You didn't give a damn about wearing a mask at the strip club, giving your fellow players COVID. You got COVID. You came in out of shape. You don't give a damn, sir. That is the epitome. Like, come on, you don't give a damn to wear a mask at all these club appearances, bruh. You don't care. You don't care about your life. Oh yeah.
Like, look, this whole fake I'm forever indebted. I don't believe you, James. You need more people.
I believe he loved the strippers in Houston. He's going to miss them. And that's it.
Like, so
it was how is
he going to pay back his debt? How is he going to pay it back now? Well, he going to come back to Houston later? Because somebody picked him up for real.
He can't come. Like, man, Houston. Like, first of all, again, another thing he did terrible. He messed over Steven Silas. Like, look, black coaches don't get opportunities to be a new head coach with a superstar. I'm not saying the brother had to, stay just for that reason, but there's a way to handle it to axe out. Like, sometimes you gotta press against people if you want to get out. Like, I'm not mad at Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis may have been a little crappy to the city of New Orleans, but he kind of got his message out, but he stuck with it, and then he shut up. And then he actually stopped. He's like, look, it's over. I'm not even going to play. Go ahead and get that trade ready. But Anthony Davis, he said what he had to say, and then he vanished. I respect that a little bit more because he wasn't crying. You saw where this was going. Because he was trying to, get his trade value up and all that. And he didn't ruin this. James is endangering his own health out here. Like,
homie did the best he could to mess up the organization as a whole. He had become a cancer on the team. And he had the nerve to talk about I'm forever indebted. Man, you don't really feel that way.
If I'm Steven,
and then Marquise Collins said he had the Nipsey Hussle background on IG.
If I'm Steven Silas, when I see this dude or when my team plays against him, if I can get away with it, goon up.
Hurt him.
Now you gonna say hurt him. I ain't saying no injure him. Just foul him. Foul him. Scrub. Use your 6 fouls.
This is the reason why the legends don't respect this generation. This is why. This. They ain't never gonna say it because they have too much respect in class. But this is why they don't mess with this generation. They cry too much.
I got other thoughts on that one, but you can't go. You can't go that. You're right. There's a point where you can only go so far. Sometimes don't listen to your Barkleys and some of your Shaqs out there because they just be jealous because they ain't had the pocket get paid those contracts.
Shaq is always gonna be jealous because he ain't got no rings.
Barkley he hate on everybody, but
Barkley just
the rebound.
Barkley be drunk up there at TNT, man. Come on, man.
He be drinking that.
Ernie be on that juice too. He probably ain't like how he used to be, but Ernie used to be. He used to sipping them in between them takes.
Sipping
when Harden came back, he came back like he was Shaq with the ring. He came back out of shape and couldn't ball because Shaq did it, but he had rings on him though.
Yeah,
he can still ball. He can still ball.
Even when Shaq was overweight on the team, he was still probably number one in his position in the league.
Because
Easily.
who was stopping that big?
Who gonna check him?
That big
Who
brick
gonna
wall
check
of
him,
heat?
boo?
But just the fact that people felt sorry for Harden and pushed him into an MVP because Stephen Curry was out here being lighted up, and the media did that thing where they gave Karl Malone the MVP and like, all right, James Harden deserves one, and this is what we get. It's like, it's like I don't know, bro. Like if I'm Brooklyn. Do you even trade for James? Well, I guess let's say minus the Kyrie thing, because the Kyrie thing probably sped this up a little bit. But of course, you got to keep KD happy. And see, here's the problem.
Let's just go and really play together in the first place. You saw Westbrook and James Harden. Could they get it together?
I'm gonna just say this: people be crapping on Westbrook, but you can see he's not the person who's probably was the mental.
Nah, Westbrook dope. Westbrook is probably still top 3 in his position.
That's my dog.
KD is the most unhappiest successful person ever. Like he disgusts me.
Crying about stuff, son.
Like, dude, you're winning. And he's like, I hate life. Life is terrible.
He be hitting you with burner accounts. He be hitting you.
He's a habitual catfisher.
Team hits. That's what they are. KD is a weird person too. So he had to sign off on some of this.
Yo,
so
I'm gonna tell you.
I don't know how this will go.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll start with C Brown. What is your prediction for the outcome of the Brooklyn Nets this season with the 3 Musketeers?
If they don't shut down the league first, and they don't find Kyrie somewhere, they'll make it to the finals. Will they win? No.
Ooh.
Oh, I got a prediction.
Okay, Keith. So C Brown saying finals. Wow.
It's a good possibility, but I'm gonna go even harder because I kind of want this to happen. You know, I'm not even be biased. Probably Milwaukee or Miami, but I'm gonna predict Miami going to meet them in the playoffs, and it's gonna be like a train hitting a brick wall. Miami's going to mud stomp them as a team and going to punk them, and we'll beat them in 7. Or you know what? Might be 6. They're gonna make them quit.
I'm gonna hit you like this. I'm gonna hit y'all like this. Cause I know, hey, Brooklyn, lean in. All y'all New Yorkers lean in. Cause I know how y'all do. Y'all got you're arrogant. You know what I'm saying? You're loving your teams even though they stink. Come on, New York, lean on this.
Knicks. They still love Knicks more.
Hold on, don't bring Knicks into this.
All right, no Knicks fans, just Brooklyn fans. All y'all Jersey Nets and Brooklyn Nets fans lean in. Y'all are barely going to make the playoffs.
Oh, no.
And y'all are going to get knocked out in the first round.
That's really
your team is not a team. You got 3 bunk players. Kyrie Irving, can play, but he ain't no teammate.
No.
KD can play, he ain't no teammate. James Harden can play, he ain't no teammate. You're about to see a NBA Jam meltdown up in this joint. They're barely going to make 8th seed, and when they do, they get knocked out. Prediction right here today. You saw LeBron James. They were like, you heard the trade news. What you think? He was like, people trade all the time. We the best,
LeBron
baby.
is a teammate.
Ain't worried about that.
The reason I'm gonna step
people get shot every day, B. You tough, right?
The reason I'm gonna get in the way of you saying they're not gonna make the playoffs is because they got this dumb play-in tournament to make the real playoffs this year. So if they get stuck in that, they'll beat those bums to get in.
Well, like I said, they'll barely make it and then get knocked out.
If Kyrie plays.
If they can find him.
Yeah, if Kyrie out on, we don't know where he is.
Right now, Harden, again, the man got a gut. He got to get in shape. He got to make sure he don't have COVID.
Look, Husky brother can play the ball, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Brother
there's a difference between you naturally husky and you just you built that way and you went on a binge.
Zion got some husk. You know what
He
I'm
is
saying?
not Kyle Lowry, okay?
He's actually husky though. James Harden went on a drinking and party bender and came back with a gut.
He came back. James Harden
That's
came
a
back like
natural gut.
yo, he came back like your uncle after the cookout. He just want to sit down.
Celebrate the loss. I want to
He
see
just
him
want to sit down.
Because that's how
I'm just saying, this brother gotta go gotta warm up, gotta get his legs tight, gotta get back some speed. And he's still gonna drop 20, 25 points. It don't matter. Like he could just naturally do it. But again, he don't defend, and then I think, they gonna run into a team. They're gonna run into Milwaukee. If Milwaukee and Miami are hot and being a good team, like you say, they are not going to let that team beat them, especially Miami, because they actually have a decent coach. I got to give it up to Spo. He has proven he can coach no matter the situation. Laker great Pat Riley is, he up. Whatever the Miami Mafia mentality is, it works. Nobody know how to explain it. But you got to be in there. It just works for them.
And they've already. I think Miami might have a chip on its shoulder.
Always
that'll push them through. That'll push them through. Saying accelerate some of that. Playoff.
And they
energy.
still got a good chance to get Victor Oladipo because Rockets aren't sold on him for whatever reason.
Really?
Yeah, because they're still thinking about getting him just to ship him out to get something else back.
If Miami get Victor Oladipo, book it right now. They're going to the championship.
But one thing that I am going to piggyback on Keith about, what's going to happen if this whole Brooklyn thing don't work out? They're going to blame it on that new coaching staff, Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire. They never coached before. That's what's going to happen. They're not going to blame the players.
They may not fire Steve right away, but Amari he go get the blame somehow. He gonna get fired.
And they gonna blame D'Antoni. They gonna blame the coaching staff before they blame the players.
I'm just going now. Let me throw shade. They should blame D'Antoni. He shouldn't even be on the coaching staff. D'Antoni, it ain't never worked. That offense has never worked. It's pretty, and this is why we have James Harden with the inflated numbers now, which he can score. But I'm saying, got to play some defense in crunch time. You ain't got to be a defensive specialist, but you got to put the effort in, and you can't dribble. In fact, we posted in the Basketball BS group. Somebody posted a 2K video. This is what our offense is going to look like with these three players, and it was like Kyrie will first run out the shot clock and then do a jump back three. Then the next time it was James Harden run out the shot clock, do a jump back three. And then eventually KD finally touched the ball. And if KD do not touch the ball, he's going to eventually get pissed because he actually do play defense. Yeah. KD, his mental is only going to work so long. You're banking this season on KD's mental stability, who is the most miserable best player ever.
He's the most insecure basketball player in the league at the moment.
If somebody beats them in the East, he's going to join them next year.
Well, he came with that
kind of all over again.
Now, this is we kind of covered this talking about James Harden, but Marquise Collins wants to know how we feel about Kyrie Irving forfeiting more than $800K for the massless partying. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm like, it's hard for me to care about Kyrie Irving anymore.
Kyrie is. Somebody made an interesting point. If it really is mental illness, I want the brother to get well, to just say put ball aside, because he is financially stable enough where he can blow this whole year. He will be fine. And Kyrie has enough talent where he can come back next year to get it together. Like, he might really have a problem. I don't know. But on the other side, if you have a problem, and shout out again to Van Lathan. They cross-referenced this with Kanye, because I kind of get mad when people like, oh, Kanye need help, but he has the means to get help.
Kanye don't need no help. We gave him some help.
Yep. You need, like, if you're rich and you have all these support systems, unlike us who out here got to go to work no matter what, we got to still deal with the problems a little bit closer. Yeah, we may not all can jump ship and just be boots on the ground, but a lot of us are boots on the ground and we do our job. You can at least be professional enough to say, yo, I got to tap out and then put this out. Like, I don't care about Steve Nash enough, but at the same time, you kind of set up Steve Nash.
Yo, Steve Nash,
because he don't know. He don't know.
Steve Nash don't understand what beautiful crash is about to happen. Now, Tyler Bennett said, yo, we flipping on Kyrie already. Here's my thing with Kyrie.
He flipped on himself.
Thank you.
He flipped on Boston.
He said, how can you hit on KD, but you still bring up mental illness? Yo, like, look, KD, he whack, he insecure. Like, that's why, like, look, his mental fortitude is not on point. Homie he be crying on the social. Then
and what's going on with
Kyrie.
Haircut, but go ahead.
You got Kyrie. I don't know if he, like, it's like, do you want to play? I don't know, like.
Bruh, I'm just saying, between 9 games in, James Harden and Kyrie and Paul George, I'm going to just throw some shade at him, are some of the weirdest mental people, head cases out there. But if you need help, go get it. But at the time, somebody wants to hear you say, constantly complain, and you don't show a progress to getting healed. Like, you must go get healed for this to be better. And you have
Deep House Nation says KD makes too much money to be insecure. He's passionate.
And why he needs
He's misunderstood. He's misunderstood. The most misunderstood, great, miserable player ever. KD can score 100 points in the game and then go back to Twitter and be like, life is terrible, but I won.
It's like, Kyrie Irving is a dope player, but I don't even know if he wants to play anymore. I think sometimes I feel like he's over the league. And what I mean by the league is like the circus that goes on with, like, you know, like the dumb questions for media types, you know, owners, GMs and stuff. I think sometimes I feel like he's over that. And maybe that's why he don't want to play. But I mean, this team could be dope, but it won't be. This will not be dope. This is going to be sad.
Even if they... go ahead.
One thing we are overlooking is when his dad passed, it's kind of the same Kanye West joint when his mom passed. Something just switched.
All right.
And seeing that his dad was like his biggest basketball fan, and that's the whole reason he went to Brooklyn, because they grew up in New Jersey. Maybe there is something that's triggering something, but somebody's got to pull him back.
Bro, he probably just need to take a break. Like, look, when my dad passed, it took me a while to get over it. Like, I had my dad and my brother pass in consecutive years. And that was after dealing with a parish-wide, you know, county, as y'all say, flood, you know, so 4 years, you know, like, I already went through my own personal pandemic, okay? So, like, I'm kind of used to this foolishness. But it takes a while to pull yourself back in. And sometimes you need to take that break. When you're rich, and I know you got it ain't hating on them, but you can take a break. You can be like, look, y'all, I'm cool. I'm gonna take a few days off. I'm sorry. I know, like, that's being a better teammate. But when you just disappear on your job to your team, that's being a little bit of an a-hole.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta correct that.
When people don't get mad.
Well, you know, McDonald's, man.
People do it at Walmart every day.
Tyler Bennett said poverty is a mindset. He said Jordan killed his father. Y'all not trying to be goats. Is it Tyler?
Man, I want Tyler to get some help because I don't know where that brother be coming from.
Tyler be tripping. Kid Hart said everybody need a little healing now more than ever. LOL. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. When they get booted from the playoffs, I'm going to reference this episode right here and say you heard it first, because they're not going to be able to get it together, and they for sure enough ain't going to be able to beat no Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that.
That's not even.
LeBron about to get another ring.
Oh, we already know that because they're going to try to put him up there with Jordan.
And if they try.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try to put LeBron in the conversation with Jordan. They're definitely trying to do that.
Let me just say this. I'm going to just say this because Lord have mercy. That's one of them topics I don't allow in my basketball group because it goes left. It goes left, right, upside down. I don't care what side the argument you're on. I'm going to just say this. People who look like I'm an open Jordan hater, okay? But I will say this. He is the greatest basketball player I ever seen. However, I hate when people be like, well, if you're not Jordan, you trash. LeBron is going to be up there, y'all. Like, even if he's not Jordan, he going to be in that top 3, all right? So, I'm sorry. Man, whoever you put, it ain't got
his career isn't over. You know
exactly.
Numbers don't lie. You gotta give the man his props. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a big Magic Johnson fan. I always said LeBron needed to be a Laker because that is the continuation of Magic. Everybody ain't gotta be damn MJ. All right, so they got plenty of great players to be out there. And beat a mogul. Beat a mogul off the court. I
see, like in hip hop terms, I see Michael Jordan kind of like I see, like, say, like Pete Rock. Pete Rock was a king at a certain time. You know, DJ Premier was a king at a certain time. But then Dilla came along. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, people knew. You know what I'm saying? People knew. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you had Jordan. Jordan is an old king. But now LeBron is the new king.
Hey, I'm glad you mentioned like producers / DJs.
Because you had like Marley Marl, you had like Pete Rock, then you had like Dilla, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
but if you want to keep it really ratchet though, Lil Jon was out here making hits, just saying and he got his championships.
You got the strip club champ.
I mean, so I'm saying.
I got a question for both of y'all then.
All right.
Where will LeBron's first statue be? Cleveland or LA?
It's should be Cleveland.
LA got the money for a statue. Cleveland ain't got no money for a statue.
All right,
so LA gonna put
Miami.
it up. Cleveland might get a painting done.
It's not. He's never getting
in Miami though.
He's never getting a statue in Miami.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get no statue in Miami.
Because you know why? As long as Pat Riley's there, he's petty. And I love Pat, but I love LeBron. Be like, look here, old white dude. I'm the star of the show. I got you this. Goodbye. I holler. And Pat took it personal. But Pat also had some class, unlike the owner of Cleveland. And you know, put it like this. In fact, I'm gonna give you another boss move. Don't sleep that LeBron and ownership group down the line don't buy the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then he can put his own statue out there. Now he may not be the primary owner, but don't think once Dan, what's his name, Gilbert, run out, which eventually give it about 10 more years. Wink, wink. There's been some rumors.
Yeah.
So after LeBron get a group, be a part of a billionaire group. That's why he getting all this cash. Don't think he put like this. He loves Akron. He gives back to the city of Akron all the time. So I'm just saying, if Dan Gilbert sells, don't think there's not a possibility that LeBron put up his own damn statue in Cleveland.
Look, Tyler Bennett said, Keith over here selling some real dreams. Tyler Bennett said, how is Jordan and his team doing? Yeah, but see, you talk about two different cats. LeBron is a much better businessman than Michael Jordan is, so it's a different game. Different game.
All right, so who's gonna have the better Space Jam?
Who's gonna have the better Space Jam?
You know, I'm gonna
have to give it to LeBron. I think LeBron's gonna have the better Space Jam.
I'm gonna go even weirder.
I think LeBron is a better actor. I think the animation is gonna be better in the first one though. Because I think in the second one, they're going to try to do some CGI mess that I'm not going to like.
This is where I'm going to nerdy. AT&T gonna have the better Space Jam because they gonna put money into to invest in it, and they gonna derive some extra cash for they evil mission as they act like Dr. Evil and twiddle their hands. AT&T gonna win. That's who gonna win.
Tyler Bennett said Oprah just sold OWN. Y'all need to catch up. And they said we're going after the LeBron bag. Good to know.
Yeah, she just
so with that said, guys,
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, we have exhausted and exercised the demons. I'm gonna give a shout out to the chat. Tyler Bennett, of course, for his crazy self. Marquise Collins in the house. Kid at Heart, and I think shot by Nolan, but I might be thinking about the last show. Yeah, so big shout out to all you guys. Before we get out of here, Keith, Blerd-ish, where can they find you?
You can always find us at www.blerd-ish.com. We got a sale going on right now. It's going to happen twice in January. It goes on the Sunday, and then it's going to come back on the 27th through the 29th. We just made our 100th episode. We just did a radio spot, gave a shout out to NERDSoul. That's coming up on Sunday. So just bouncing around all type of places out here in these streets.
All right, word up. Shouts out to McKinley up in here. Look, we ain't doing MJ blast for me. I got love for MJ, but you know what I'm saying. I gotta give credit where it's due.
Got no love.
I gotta give credit where it's due. I love me some MJ.
Look, can I say this? I ain't got to love MJ again. Say that he's the best. He's the best player. I ain't never root for him. I wanted to make that distinction for a purpose, because people be like, "Well, you ain't like the NBA if you ain't like Jordan." No, I really love the NBA because I rooted against the man.
Oh man!
When LeBron cut his hair bald, he'll surpass Jordan. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well, he is
because he'll be more aerodynamic then. Like, right through. You know what I'm saying?
Caruso is bald. LeBron got a bald patch. He got the Drew Gooden.
All right. I'll say this. That's his major weakness, not accepting his baldness.
Yo, his biggest weakness is putting like Beijing or something. He doing something up there. He doing what Steve Harvey was doing when he was on Apollo.
Boozer did that.
Boozers. When Boozer put that black tar on his head.
The wackest ever. He was Reggie the Beijing King out here. Like Spice Adams.
Yo, KD needs to that Beijing too.
Yo, man. That dude put black tar on his head and went and played a basketball game.
That's why he ain't in the league no more.
Dude, you gonna sweat, stupid.
Can you imagine him playing a game in COVID times right now with that? Bro, I'll make me want to fight.
Down your face.
Oh, man. Deep House Nation said, you ain't got to love him, but you ain't got to hate him either.
Oh, man, I can hate Jordan. I don't care, man.
Oh, man.
But he's still, read my lips, still the greatest. He's still the greatest. But I don't care.
No, fam.
Tyler's stupid. Oh, man. So, right over here, C. Brown, say what's up. Tell him peace.
Yo, TMC for Nip on Instagram is me. Dunking on Sports on Twitter. I don't know. I'm just out here just trying to just give people a good laugh, a good chuckle. I love sports. I love basketball. If you got a show out there or a podcast or whatever, holla at me.
What up? And of course, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. You know what I'm saying? Hit that thumbs up if you like what you see. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you hit that thumbs down, I'm going to send Carlos Boozer after you. All he's going to do is sweat them Beijing sweat beads on your head. Right?
I ain't beginning to sweat you.
I ain't beginning to sweat you. then he gonna have, it's gonna be Patrick Ewing sweat. Like
no.
Oh man.
Oh man, it's just nasty sweat. Then podcast, if you rather listen, you know what I'm saying. If you're like, yo, I want it in my ear and not my eyes, then you can check. Don't even stop it, Tyler.
Get the thumbs down. We're gonna get James Harden. To write you a letter.
Yeah, I'm gonna get James Harden to write you a letter of how he's indebted to you. And then lastly, Spotify for that music. But we're gonna leave y'all with ARCKATRON.com. We are forever indebted to y'all. And we gonna pay back our debts, but we shutting down the channel. We ain't never gonna come back. Now, how you gonna pay a debt when he leaving? When you coming back? Ain't nobody taking you back.
How you gonna pay a debt when you skipped out on the check?
Thank you. Man, look, come on, man.
He dissed you and didn't even kiss you.
Well, that's the problem. He kissing people with no mask on.
Yeah, all up in there getting that COVID dance. You know what I'm saying? This should be ashamed of himself. Look, I'm just saying.
With that stimulus check.
It's whack. Whack.
Oh, it's gonna be a stimulus, all right. But anyway, we out. Much love to y'all. ARCKATRON. We out. Y'all be good from us. You were just saying peace. We out. We out. That's what's up.